Okay, so if we keep looking at the hormones, you can see again during the first 15 days, basically, we're going to have estradiol, estrogens. Then during the last 15 days, we're going to have progesterone. These are hormones produced by the ovaries. If you look here at the top, you have other hormones, LH and FSH. They come from your pituitary gland. Ovulation has a strong correlation with a peak in LH. So females have two cycles, reproductive cycle if they are pregnant, and the other one is sexual cycle if the female is not pregnant. So in this case, this is when the female is not pregnant. And that particular cycle has two pieces. One is going to be the ovarian cycle, and the other one is going to be the uterine cycle. The ovarian cycle, which is the first part, is going to be the follicular phase. Then is ovulation, and then there is luteal phase. And as you can see here, ovulation has a strong relationship with a peak of LH, but also peak of estradiol. So this is what happens in the ovaries, and this is from day 1 to day 28. What happens in the uterus? In the uterus, we're going to have the end of the menstrual period. Then we have the proliferative phase and the secretory phase. Let's say the menstrual cycle ends in day 2, let's say, and then from there, the proliferative phase starts where the endometrium starts growing, as you can see here. Starts growing. Day 15, say more or less, we start with the secretory phase, in which endometrium is maintained in case the female becomes pregnant. By day 27, if female doesn't get pregnant, the endometrium is dropped. You can see here, and that's when the menstrual period starts. As you can see, it's dropping, and in here it's dropping. So there's no endometrium basically right here, or very, very little. The basal part of the endometrium is what is available. So from day, let's say 5 to day 15 is proliferative phase. From day 15 to day 27 is the secretory phase, and then that's when we start with the menstrual period. So the first 15 days is related to estradiol, and the last 15 days is related to progesterone. Not only that, progesterone is produced, as you can see right here, by the corpus luteum. If we keep scrolling down, we see in the ovulation, menstrual cycle, we recovered that. We said the first part is going to be the proliferative phase, secretory phase, then the menstrual phase. And here you have a drawing where they are showing you what happens. Proliferative phase, there's nothing basically, it starts growing. Secretory phase, in here you have a lot of blood vessels and a lot of secretions that are going to be available and ready in case the female becomes pregnant. So the future baby, right, the embryo, is going to be able to get blood and nutrients in order to start growing. If the female does not become pregnant, then everything gets lost through the menstrual period, as you can see right here. If we keep scrolling down, and there you have the days of the month, basically everything that I just mentioned. And that's it for this part. Okay, the next topic is female sexual response. Obviously, what's the function of all these reproductive organs that females have. And I'm not going to talk much about it, but it has 3 phases, and they are going to be excitement and plateau, where the blood pressure increases, the heart rate increases, the respiratory rate also increases, then we have orgasm, and then at the end there is resolution. That's it. Okay, the next topic is pregnancy and childbirth. This is obstetrics, basically, and gynecology, and this is not a class for that, but there's a few things to mention related to the hormones that are going to change when the female is pregnant. Pregnancy obviously is going to be the reproductive cycle. Scroll down. In week approximately 4 to 5, there's going to be an increase of human chorionic gonadotropin hormone that is produced by the placenta. Then you can also see that estradiol and progesterone start increasing by week 20 in order to maintain the pregnancy. You can see there the hormones that I just mentioned, and in there you can see the changes, adjustments to pregnancy, and all the changes that the female goes through when is pregnant, but that's not something that is related to this class, so I'm not going to discuss that part in this chapter. Okay, the next topic is lactation. Just a few words about it. Due to the presence of the hormones, there's going to be an increase in the size of the mammary gland and the production of milk. But at the very beginning, the milk that is produced is not actually called milk. It's actually called colostrum, as you can see right here, colostrum. Colostrum is very similar to milk, but it has less fat. And it contains immunoglobulin A, which is going to provide some immunity for the baby in order to fight infections. Let's scroll down. Milk ejection. Breast milk, okay, milk rejection and breast milk, those are controlled by hormones. Production of milk is controlled by prolactin, and milk ejection is controlled by oxytocin.